Bobbed Hair in Bathtub Gin is a 2004 work of non-fiction by the American biographer Marion Mead. It charts the lives of four female authors, Dorothy Parker, Edna St. Vincent Millay, Zelda Fitzgerald, and Edna Ferber, who significantly influenced the cultural landscape of the USA in the 1920s. It's divided into 11 chapters, one for each year of the decade, with another for 1930. I won't revisit Dorothy Parker for all her greatness, since I've looked at her in another video. Edna St. Vincent Millay was a poet and in 1923 became the first woman to win a Pulitzer Prize. She came from an underprivileged background and rose to prominence after she won fourth prize in a poetry contest when she was 20 years old. The competition in question was disorganized and provoked a public argument about who deserved to win. The second-placed entrant donated his winnings to Millay, who went on to fame and fortune. In her personal life, she was openly bisexual and a staunch feminist. In 1923, she married a man 12 years her senior, with whom she enjoyed an open relationship. She was a passionate anti-Nazi and campaigned for America to enter the war long before Pearl Harbor, although that's outside the remit of Bobbed Hair and Bathtub Gin. Nowadays, our poetry, with its strict adherence to metre and rhyme, can feel old-fashioned, although there's little doubting its depth. Edna Ferber came from a similarly disadvantaged background. Her father was a shopkeeper, but never very successful, and the family moved from town to town. Her parents were both European Jewish immigrants, and they were often the victims of anti-Semitism. Ferber began writing stories in 1909 while she was recovering from an illness. She wrote a series of novels, one of which, So Big, in 1924, won a Pulitzer Prize, while Our Showboat, published in 1926, was turned into a highly successful musical by Jerome Kern and Oscar Hammerstein II. Her life intersects with Dorothy Parker's in that she was a member of New York's Algonquin Circle. She never married, and as far as we know, never had a partner. Like Millay and like Parker, she became a fervent opponent of Nazism. In some ways, the biggest surprise in Bobbed Hair and Bathtub Gin is Zelda Fitzgerald, but only for those who still know her solely as the wife of Scott Fitzgerald. Mead fully incorporates the work of the distinguished scholar Nancy Milford, who in 1970 permanently established Zelda Fitzgerald as a significant artist in her own right. Milford's book on the subject, based on her doctoral thesis, reached the finals of the US National Book Award. Most of the men in Bobbed Hair and Bathtub Gin emerge reasonably well, with the possible exception of Scott Fitzgerald, who comes across as immature and at times fairly callous. The value of a book which considers several writers' lives is that it can give a sense not just of the individuals themselves, but of the social and cultural space between them. This one is very well written, and Mead has an instinct for the telling anecdote. Perhaps best of all, it makes you want to read the primary texts.